Okay, today we're going to be making something that looks similar to this down here in the corner. We're going to be making a landscape using gradients in the program Pixlr. So to begin with, what I'm going to do, and you can't see it up top, but I'm making a new tab, and I'm going to go to one of my favorite websites called Unsplash. Unsplash is a great photography website that gives you really, really amazing images. And what I'm going to search for here, oh, there's mountains already popping up in the background. They must know. I'll put in mountains, which will give us a nice landscape. See, this is perfect right here too. So you can really pick whatever picture you want. I'm going to scroll way down so I'm not using the same one as someone else, because a lot of times people will pick them just from the top. And we're going to kind of make our own version of this anyway. So what I'll choose is, ooh, I like this one here. This one I'm going to pick. So once you click on it in the upper corner, you click download free. This one's going to end up kind of being the one I'm going to base mine on, but I don't want to copy it exactly. It's just going to be sort of loosely based on that image. So what I can do here is I can open that image. So open Pixlr, and I am in Pixlr E right now, not Pixlr X. So I'm going to open Pixlr E, open image, find that image right here, click open. And we want it in full HD. I'm going to hit apply. So there's my picture. The most important thing to really know with this particular project is using layers. So over here on the right hand side, we have multiple layers that can be turned on and off. All I did was check this little box here on the right hand side that turns it on and off. And that's what we're going to do throughout the process, is turn these different layers on and off. But we need to create layers every single time. So we're going to need to make a layer for every piece going all the way from the foreground to the very far part in the background. So what I'm going to do to start with is I have my background, and I'm going to click this plus button right in my layers menu. I'm going to hit plus. It's going to give me all these choices. It's going to give me frame, shape, image, text, and empty. So I'm going to hit empty to begin with here, and this is just an empty layer, obviously. And what I'm going to do is go over here on the side, pick my paintbrush. Now my paintbrush right off the bat is going to be kind of like a soft and then giant pink there. I want to make that a little bit smaller, and I want to take away the softness. So I'm going to click on the actual brush right up here. You can also click on 40. Both of those will work. And then our drop down menu is going to open up, and I want to get rid of my softness. Softness is going to go down to 0. If you have a soft brush, it's going to look like this. I want a nice hard brush, and I'm going to bring the size down a little bit too. Or you could pick one of these presets that also works. And then I just click anywhere outside of the box, and that brings this up. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch to white so I can see what I'm drawing. And once I draw this in, you're going to see how these layers are going to work independently. That's way too big. I'm going to hit Control Z. That's way too big of a brush. I'm going to go to 5. I'm just going to click on that preset, click off of it. I'm going to go start outside the edge a little bit, and I'm going to start drawing and tracing this part here. That's part of the foreground. It doesn't have to be exact. We just want it to kind of be close right here. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn off my background, and you're going to see that's what I have for my foreground to start with. I have that space right there. Back to layer 2. I'm going to draw in the middle ground here. And we want to make sure this is connected. So I'm going to zoom in and look. Yep, that's connected there. Okay, good. That's going to matter later on. And then I'm also going to draw another line right here. Good, let's check. Even if it goes over a little bit, that's okay. All right, now I'm going to try to draw in this mountain right here. Get a nice jagged edge for this mountain and go like this. Okay, so now we have some pieces. We're going to turn off our background here, and you can see here's our rough landscape. Whoop, I didn't finish it off here. Just going to kind of make it up. It doesn't have to be exact. We're kind of doing our own thing here. It doesn't have to be exactly that. I'll turn my background back on. And what I'm going to do over here on the side is I'm going to start with doing this foreground part right here. And I'm going to pick 2 colors that I want my foreground to be. So I'm going to click on this white. And what I want to do is actually move my mouse over top of my picture. Click this color, click OK. And now I have that black. Now I want to change the pink, so I'm going to click on pink. And I want to pick a little bit of a lighter gray right here. Click OK. So now you see over here I have this black that goes into the gray. So what we're going to end up doing is filling this in from black to gray with a gradient. I'm going to show you how to do that now. We need to make sure we're on layer 2 though for this. So I'm going to turn off the background again, and we're going to put that gradient right here. So I'm going to grab this tool first. This is our magic wand, and I'm going to get rid of this add, and I'm going to click right in this space. Notice it only selected the bottom because my white goes off to the edge here and here. If it's selecting more areas around the edges, make sure that your white goes right off the edge of the paper right there. So we have black and gray selected, and then I'm going to click my gradient tool, which is down here. But we have to select it first. If you don't select it first, it's going to put the gradient over everything. So we want a linear gradient. If it's a radial gradient, it's going to be more circular, so I'll show you that. Okay, that's the round one, but we want a linear gradient, and a linear gradient is going to look like this. That's a little bit more what we're looking for here. So what you can do is do it 5, 6, 7 times, however many times you need to do it to get it right. And we'll go with something right around there. That works. Okay, now we need to do another one. I'm going to quickly turn this on and see, okay, what am I going to need over here in this area? This is still selected, so I'm going to hit Command D as in dog and deselect. Command D deselects it, and I'm going to look for this little sliver right here. I'm going to pick a color, and let's see, what color do I want to put in this area? I'm going to click on my top color, move my mouse over top, and get that gray. Click OK. Now we're going to change our background gray. We don't want the same thing. If we get the same thing, it's going to be exactly the same as that other layer. We'll get that one. Click OK. And they're different enough. I think this is going to work. Magic wand. Click inside just to have that area selected. We're going to go to our gradient tool again, and I'm just going to click and drag inside. There we go. That looks nice. Command D to deselect. Now watch. If I don't select that with the magic wand and I just do my gradient here, it's going to go over everything. So what you have to do is use the magic wand right here to select the area you want to work in. I want to work in this area. That's what I'm selecting. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to pick 2 colors again. I'm going to click to select it and move in this area to collect that specific color. So we're going to start with that gray, and then I want a darker one. So let's pick one of the like almost black here, kind of a navy blue. And then I'm going to go back to gradient tool, click and drag, throw my gradient in. I kind of want the dark part at the bottom. You can redo it a couple times if you need to redo it a couple times. That works. Okay, let's turn off the background, see what it looks like. Great, it's looking pretty good so far. Turn that back on. 2 more colors. Click right here, my foreground color. Want a nice lighter blue. Good. And then my background color, let's pick one of these darker navies. Great. Okay, magic wand again to select that zone. And I'm going to move down to my gradient tool. And I don't know if I need to go from the bottom up or from the top down. That blue is way too dark. I need to redo that. So what I'm going to do is turn off this layer here. So all I have to see is this. I'm going to click, change that blue. I need a lighter blue. That's the blue I want to go with. Click OK. That's going to be better. Turn background or turn layer 2 back on. We're working on layer 2. And I'm going to click and drag. And let's see. That is not working how I want to. So it's on blend mode. I'm going to get rid of that completely. So I think what I'm going to do is hit delete. Get rid of it. And if that ever happens, just delete it. It's supposed to go right over top, but it wasn't. And it's going really dark for some reason. That's because the gradient up here is not what I'm looking for. So click here, and then click the first one. There we go. Now that's the right gradient I needed. Now let's click and drag. Nope, flip it. A little bit more lighter color. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. That's better. That I like a lot better. All right. All right, let's do our background here. So we're going to magic wand, select, and we're going to pick our 2 colors again. We're going to change white to maybe this light orange color, this kind of peach. This looks great. It's gonna look good. And then I want this nice royal blue from up here. And that'll give us a nice, no, a little bit more royal. There we go. Give us a nice variety. That's what our gradient's gonna look like. So go to our gradient tool. There, we have that selected, and I'm gonna go from bottom to top first. See how that looks? Great. Actually, that's perfect. First try. Command D to deselect. And there we go. We have our little landscape. Now, these aren't hard to do. These are actually really fun. If you want to get rid of the white lines, we can go in and we can select those too. I don't mind the white, but if you go in with your magic wand, you can actually select those white lines. If we zoom way in, you can select, you have to make sure you get it. There we go. So we select the white line. We could make it a blue if you want. So what that does is all the white lines are connected. So they're all going to connect like this. And then you can go to edit fill like this. This works. We'll fill it with blue, or you can use the paint bucket. That works too. Let's try it. All right, good. Now we go to Command D for deselect, and you can see now those outlines are blue, and that looks really good too. So it's up to you if you want to leave them white, or you can make them blue. And now we have a nice little landscape here. When you're finished, you can toggle to home, and then we can download them. So if I want to, I can open it back up, and we can go to File, Save, and we look at our file type, JPEG. That's good, high quality. Hit download, and then we can upload it to Google Classroom like that. Okay, really fun, quick, easy assignment. You can add more to it if you want to draw and add in some rocks, things like that. Clouds, feel free. This is just kind of a basic fun assignment that that you can do when you get bored. If you want to relax, these are really fun to do. Okay, that's it.